Okay, this is for every Floridian. Ron DeSantis last year just called you all stupid, dumb, and morons, along with idiotic, all within one line. Not to mention, he's also blackmailed a number of people to keep the charade going. Not to mention, with all these crazy, he can still hold office for another 10 years, which is not allowed. That's dictatorship right there. If you served your term, that's it. You're, as governor, sorry. You can't stay in office for 10 years. For another 10 years, sorry, you can't do that. You have to move on. Not to mention, he promised Pelosi the deed to Jacksonville, Florida, or the deed to Mar-a-Lago. Just so she could spite Donald Trump, but she wasn't interested in a bankrupt business. Not to mention the beef Ron DeSantis has with Disney over the Reedy Creek Improvement District, considering that Disney does make over $200 billion, but they also employ their own staff. They're one of the biggest companies in the US to actually employ staff. They actually have a college. They actually have to pay state tax, local tax. They also have to pay for import tax of their souvenirs and everything else. Not to mention environmental tax, along with everything else. They also have 800 security staff in their Disney Safety and Security. They have officers from Orange County, Australia County, and Florida Highway Patrol. They also have building codes, utilities, roads, which most actually do end in dead ending at attractions. Private roads maintained by Disney, so Disney pays on them. Disney also supports the Reedy Creek Fire Department, which is at each of the 4 Walt Disney theme parks. Not to mention 911 communications and fire inspectors, among others. Not to mention the maintenance of all the vehicles for the Reedy Creek Fire Department and the Reedy Creek Improvement Office as well. Not to mention they also have to pay for electricity, gas, water as well. So you go, oh, Disney has all this money. No, they make over $200 billion, but all that money goes straight to everything else. Because you also got maintenance of the parks. You also have ride technicians who have to come into maintenance the rides. You also have the parts that they have to get built and shipped and everything else to be brought in to replace the old parts that have no longer needed or being rusted away. Not to mention the bill, which is the Parental Rights in Education, the Don't Say Gay bill. I like to know which kindergartens to grade and schools to grade 3 are kids being taught sexual orientation. I want to know that, Mr. DeSantis, considering that right now I can say this and call you a dictator, because that is what I took away from the 2021 story from August 14th. And that's what everyone can actually take away from. If every Floridian read this story, like, oh, he stood, and then it's like, wait, he said there's no hope for these fools. The Sanders mused, the only way is to kill them, just so the Republicans' IQ can rise once again. Not to mention, he called himself the first educated terrorist, which means he's attacking education. Because, like I said, he's the board and such for the schools, along with the Senate and House Speaker of the House. He is Ron DeSantis. Fuck yous all. to oblivion. I've gone over your heads. I'd like to know where sexual orientation is being taught in kindergarten to grade 3 schools and such. Because, correct me if I'm wrong here, isn't there sex education in schools? Not to mention critical race theory is actually taught in universities. So where is critical race theory and the sexual orientation being taught at? Like which kindergarten, primary, middle and college schools? So I'm pretty sure universities is the only place where you can be taught critical race theory, though college does actually have a program for those who actually want to study law. Where yes, they can get some information if they want to go into law. It's because there is a program for them to actually transition from college to university. Am I correct? Considering that a school should be a place where LGBT topics can be openly discussed. Not all schools are now not going to be made safe for that discussion, not going to be made safe for people of the LGBTQIA plus community. Considering that if we go to, let's get across the ocean or across the pond, to Britain. They are similar to Section 28 of the British Local Government Act 1988, introduced on May 24th, 1988, which prohibits local authorities from intentionally promoting homosexuality, publishing material with the intention of promoting homosexuality, or promoting the teaching in any maintained school of the acceptability of homosexuality as a pretended family relationship. The laws were repealed in Scotland in 2000 as one of the first actions of the devolved Scottish Parliament, and in the rest of the United Kingdom in 2003. You want to know why? Violated human rights laws. Ouch. Yeah. Considering what Mr. DeSantis is actually doing is running Russian propaganda. Don't believe me, there's actually Russian gay propaganda law. The Russian federal law, for the purpose of protecting children from information, advocating for a denial of traditional family values, also referred to in English language media as the gay propaganda law and the anti-gay law, is a bill that was unanimously approved by the state on 11th of June 2013, which is 1 p.m. abstaining, and was signed into law by President Vladimir Putin on 30th of June 2013. So it seems Ron DeSantis is actually basing himself on Vladimir Putin, who is a dictator. Well, we know what happens to dictators, don't we? And I'm pretty sure Ron DeSantis does not want to actually try and be seen as a dictator next to Vladimir Putin. Alright? Am I right? Because I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to be seen as a Vladimir Putin wannabe. Because if he is seen as that, well, it ain't going to be looking good. because DeSantis forgot his own party couldn't even sell their politicians' books to their supporters due to the latter's illiteracy. Yeah. Ron DeSantis called every Floridians, like I said, he's called them dumb, stupid, morons, and idiots. And then he wants to kill them off. That's Ron DeSantis' political career over. That is his career over right now. I wouldn't be surprised if, considering this is a critique video of him, of what he actually is, posing to be, which is a dictator. Because that's what he's fashioning himself after. He's fashioning himself after Donald Trump, who's a wannabe dictator who actually lost the election. So hopefully in the midterms, Ron DeSantis gets replaced. And I wouldn't be surprised if this video gets run on TVs for the 13 minutes this is going to be, because A, you can make your own mind up, you can take away anything, but the links are all down below. The news story, what Reedy Creek Improvement District is all about, not to mention the bit about the anti-LGBT curriculum laws in the United States, considering that in Britain it was abolished. Those laws were abolished because they could be seen as in direct violation of human rights laws. I wouldn't be surprised if this video actually makes it to every single news media outlet in the United States. Because, quite frankly, what Ron DeSantis is doing is exactly what Vladimir Putin has done. Which means Ron DeSantis is a dictator. Is what I'm taking away from what he's actually has actually done. Because in Russia, the gay propaganda law is current legislation. And that's what the Parental Rights in Education Don't Say Gay bill is about. So if schools actually see this video, hey, congratulations. But at the end of the day, like, comment, and subscribe for more.